Welcome back to the live and Amplified Livecast. We are here at day 3 of CMA Fest. We are rocking and rolling. It's been a good day so far. I'm really excited. We have our next guest. We have Holdyn Barder. How's it going today, man?
How's it going, Thomas? Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to sit down and chat with you a little bit. So,
heck yeah.
How's CMA Fest been treating you?
CMA Fest has been awesome. I made my first debut this week.
Nice.
It has been such a whirlwind, but such an amazing time for sure.
That's cool. That's cool. And where are you from originally?
I'm from Philly.
Okay.
So I was born in Houston and raised in Philly. So the combo is a little dangerous, but
That's fair. That's fair.
But I've got a bunch of Texas fans that aren't too pleased with me being from Philly. So
Okay.
Cowboys fans. But.
So, are you a Texans fan or are you a Eagles fan?
I'm a fall Philly sports fan.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
I know, but every time I go I was just in Dallas for the ACM, so we were at Cowboys headquarters, and my Eagles fans online were definitely they're like, "Where you green?"
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Philly's definitely considered more home for you.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in Houston, lived there for 3 years, and my
Fair.
parents were there for business, and then eventually they're all from Philly originally.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was raised in Philly. So.
Gotcha. So that it just feels more comfortable.
That's right. Yeah. Amen.
Fair enough. So where's music kind of come into play? Is that your family musical or where's?
They like to think so.
Fair.
But I'm the first one to do country in Nashville. My dad thinks he can play violin.
That's funny.
We'll test that one day. But my biological grandmother, my mom's mother, she passed away when she was 9, but she used to sing. So I think I get it from her too. But so far, I'm the only one in the family that is somewhat musical. But it's cool because they all think I can do something cool, and so
Yeah. Hey, you always have fun stories.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And sometimes they're like, "Quit playing guitar," quit singing when I was first starting off, because I was pretty bad at first.
Right.
But now I'm in key and can sing a little bit, so they're
That's
like,
cool.
"All right, play this song now." Yeah.
It's always kind of fun to go to those family reunions and people are like, "So where are you now? Or what are you doing now?" And it's like, "Yeah, still doing this."
It's always the most awkward thing because it's like, as an artist, it's not a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
It's not a salary, but to them it's like, "Oh, when are you going to get a real job?"
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, "Well, we're at CMA Fest. Something must be."
So
doing
we're doing
well.
something right,
That's
we're here.
right.
It's so funny because I went to my cousin's or my aunt's. She did like a Mother's Day get together back when I first started doing this, and my cousin looks at me. He's like, "So where are you now? Like you're," because I kind of have a thing where I move around a lot, and it's like it's just convenient for Live and Amplified if I just kind of continually move around until
Absolutely.
I'm always traveling.
Well,
so,
you're here, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you still based in Philly, or are you here in Nashville?
I moved to Nashville 5 years ago, so
Okay.
I live here full time. Down the street, it was definitely probably the best thing I could have done was
Nice.
to leave Philly. I still go back in the summers for shows and
Nice.
see family, and every month I'm usually up there. But I live full time down here, and it's definitely the best place on planet Earth.
Nice, fair enough. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you probably the most dangerous question I can ask a Philly person.
Oh boy,
Where's the best cheesesteak?
ooh, Angelo's.
Okay. Now-
Angelo's, Delisandro's is good too.
Okay.
Pat's and Geno's are good, but very overhyped.
Fair.
Angelo's is the spot to go.
Fair.
Have you been? Or?
No, not yet. I pretend like I've had Philly cheesesteaks before, but it's not really a real Philly cheesesteak. So
Yeah, no, you got to go to get
Yeah.
it from the source.
Yeah. Well, being that I'm a Bears fan, I kind of have a contentious relationship.
Oh,
with
the double doink. Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
yes,
Oh
yes.
man, that was.
Wait, it's so because my college roommate, he's from like St. Louis area, but
Okay.
he's an Eagles fan, and so
That's a random combo.
right. He used to like to bust my chops every time the Bears would screw something up because this was like 2009 to 2012, and he's like,
So he was a Rams fan back then, right? Or
no, he was still an Eagles fan.
Oh, still an Eagles fan.
Yeah, he was
Gotcha.
an Eagles fan. And he would just sit there and bust my chops and be like, dude, you're only doing this because you pretend to like the Eagles. And
Yeah.
So,
Well, you guys got our running back from last year, DeAndre Swift, I think,
Yeah.
this year. So you look good. I'm excited to see the Bears play this year.
yeah. And then I think that's probably one of the more underestimated rivalries in football is like that like when the Bears and Philly play, there's some animosity there.
Well, you know what? Because they're both northern teams.
Yeah.
They're both from kind of similar type of towns.
Yeah.
Same mentality, and I think the Bears historically have a better record, but it's always fun going up against you guys.
Yeah.
It's always a blast.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm glad that the Titans haven't tried to convert you.
That will never happen.
Fair.
Sometimes it's so funny. I go around, and you see like Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen wearing the jerseys in all the cities they visit on stage, but being a Philly fan, if I did that, I would get crucified.
Fair enough. I will say, though, I am currently a hockey free agent, so I am trying to find a home.
There you go.
Because I got so mad at the Blackhawks when it became cool to be a hockey fan. When those years from like
Patrick Kane.
When they were just always in the playoffs and winning championships, and then it became like
they were so good. Early 2010s. That was the time, man.
And you guys weren't here when this team ate a giant bag of you-know-what every year, and they were so bad that they had to black out local home games just to get a sellout crowd. And so it was just one of those things.
What's that one celebration song they have?
Yeah. That's funny. So where you kind of at music-wise right now?
Yeah, man. So the last 5 years, so I started putting out music. Oh my gosh, 5 years ago, and all this. I have 13 singles out, so it's enough for an album. I'm working on a full-length record right now.
Nice.
Actually, 2 of them. The stuff that I've done have served me well. The songs have served me well, but it's definitely time to amp it up a notch. And I finally found my voice and what I want to say in music. And it took me 5 years to figure that out.
Yeah.
But that's normal in Nashville. You come here, you have to get the new ones and the fresh ones out of your system first, and then once you kind of figure out your voice, you start to figure out what you want to say, and who you are, and so I'm finally at that point where I'm ready to start putting out music that really means something special.
Yeah, absolutely. When you say you were looking for your voice, are you referring more to trying to find your sound, or just like a vocal range that you were more comfortable with?
A little bit of both. Kind of just, I grew up listening to so much music. Obviously country and Garth and George Strait and Brooks and Dunn. I remember singing My Maria in the back of my mom's car in Texas, and I think that's where my love for the genre grew. But when I moved back to Philadelphia when I was a kid, 3 or 4 years old, I didn't really grow up with country in Philly until it was like high school. I started listening back to it. So I listened to all the top 40, Eminem, and all that stuff too. So, I had a very eclectic palette of music taste, but country is definitely, I love it because of the storytelling, and it's who I am, And so for me, the first couple songs I put out were kind of sad country songs, and then I put a couple rock ones out, kind of Aldine type, and then now, I finally, through all that trial and error, I've figured out the sound I want. We're about to drop another single that's that sound, so I'm excited.
Nice. So you'd say this is probably the accurate representation of what you want to be?
That's exactly right.
Sweet.
Well said. Yes, sir.
Nice.
You have to, you have to go through the motions of trying to figure that out,
And I think that's something that a lot of musicians aren't, not that they're not willing to do it, but they're afraid to kind of take those chances because, I'm completely aware that not everybody can afford to do multiple recordings.
Absolutely.
Just to figure out who they are as a musician.
Man, it's a blessing, and I'm very fortunate for those opportunities. And, there's a little bit of vulnerability involved, too, where, you have to kind of, before you can express yourself to other fans, you kind of have to learn how to see yourself 100% raw as you are to yourself first.
Yeah.
And that can be challenging for a lot of folks, and it certainly was for me. But after a hot minute, you start to figure out, I get it now.
Yeah. Fair enough. And so kind of being in that process of putting out new music, what are you looking forward to we head into the summer. Obviously, we got CMA Fest right now.
So fun.
And is this your last day, or you got some stuff tomorrow?
This is my last day, but I'm here for the fun, so I'll be a fan tomorrow also. So
That's fair.
I'll never not be a fan. I'm always out there in the crowd cheering people on. But this summer's going to be super exciting. I've got an album I'm working on, a couple new summer songs, stuff for the fall and spring for next year.
Nice.
So a lot of recording, a lot of the brand deals have been good to get some good songs going. So
nice.
It's definitely going to be a packed summer. We got a couple festivals just like this, and it's going to be a good time.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. And then just really quick here before we wrap this up, outside of music, what do you like to get into?
Man, I grew up playing tennis a lot my whole life. Nice. I played in college a little bit. I love tennis. I love being out in the water, anything outdoors. Just summer's my time. In the winter, I like winter, but it's a little depressing for me. I like being on a boat and kayaking.
I think Philadelphia, you've had enough winter.
Tell me about it. But at least we have the Jersey Shore, which is like not too far away.
Yeah.
So in the summer, we have a vacation home down there, so we go to the shore a lot in Jersey. But Nashville, the only problem with Nashville is there's no beach here. So
wait, Percy Priest doesn't have a beach?
Anderson Beach. But it's tiny. I think it's a man-made beach, and it only holds like maybe a couple hundred people. But
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's all good though.
I was to say, then you need to go up to Kentucky and go to like Kentucky Lake Barkley and that stuff.
I would love to.
That's the place. If you want beaches and good fun, that's the place to go.
I love it. I'll check it out.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate your time. For anybody that wants to check out your music, any of that fun stuff, where's the best place to find you?
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, best place to check my music out is on Spotify, Apple Music. It's my first and last name is Holdyn Barder, so Holdyn. Usually it's spelled with an E, but my parents are like, let's change it up a little bit. So
fair enough.
Holdyn Barder on Spotify, and my whole tour schedule's online on my website, holdynbarder.com. So hit me up on Instagram, DM me, and would love to meet you.
For sure. Well, hopefully you make your way down to Texas and I can catch one of your shows.
I would love to.
Awesome. We will. Thank you so much once again for your time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will catch you all later.